Jill?
Oh.
Siobhan?
Ah! Okay, so online university. Is it really worth it? Personally, yeah. I think if you really want to go into online university, something that we can't really help because of the pandemic and the lockdown that's going on currently in the UK and just globally around the world, you can't really help what's going on. And personally, in my opinion, my university doing the best they possibly can to support us. However, it is difficult at times, and I'm not gonna lie, it can either be really stressful, it can be really hard, and that face-to-face contact isn't there, obviously. However, I'm going to ask some other people what they think of online university and whether or not this could help you choose to go to university this year or maybe defer for a year. Is studying online actually working for you?
Well, I have nothing to compare it to other than like secondary and college.
Yeah.
But I'm studying construction management, so
Yeah.
some of it is hands-on. So in some respects, it is working. Probably not as good as it could be.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then in others, it's a bit like it's hard to follow along.
It's really bizarre for me because I've gone from all in person last semester to all online now.
Yeah.
And it's slightly jarring having to readjust to this new way of learning. I've only had one lecture so far, and that was today. It's an introductory lecture, so it weren't anything too bad. But
Yeah.
I think if I was to go through my previous lectures, which I had in person, online, I could potentially struggle with it. But I think the university itself, being a media university, they've kind of got this down. It's not lecturers going, and how do I do this?
Yeah.
They are very on it.
Is studying online affecting your mental health at all?
Well, luckily, I've never really had mental health issues.
Yeah.
But I have friends who I've met at uni who have struggled with it tremendously and I can see why, because you're stuck inside, you open your laptop and you don't see anyone, you're just looking at a screen.
Yeah.
And the worst part about it is nothing motivates you to get out of bed, so you can literally just watch the lecture in bed.
In
And then
bed.
that's it. I'm guilty of that. I've done that a few times,
No.
but it's not the best thing.
I'm keeping my mouth shut on that one.
Yeah, it's been very difficult because it's like obviously everything's online. I've not really made a lot of friends on my course and stuff. It's been really difficult to like meet people apart from my flatmates obviously, and then you as well. But like, yeah, it was really difficult like first term because it was like just getting used to everything, and then with everything being online as well, it's just like can't really meet people and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's interesting, but yeah.
Thanks, all.
Sure, yeah. So I struggle with anxiety anyway.
Yeah.
So as I'm sure for lots of people who, perhaps have never struggled with mental health problems before, or they've already got existing mental health problems, like COVID has been a nightmare, particularly with this online learning. I live at home for I've lived at home for my first year.
Yeah.
And so I've been quite limited with like social contact. I've not got flatmates I
Yeah,
can
of
rely
course,
on.
yeah.
So, that in that sense, it's been quite difficult, like to socialise. But I'd like to think I'm quite a confident person, and I've managed to, put myself out there enough to be able to meet people to live with next year, like yours truly.
Oh yeah, definitely. Do you think your university or our university is supporting you well enough through these
I think
times?
Stafford University have done really well. Like, there's constant support emails. There's like you get emails every day. They're like telling you new things. The Blackboard works very well. I think the one problem we've had is with our recent essay, but that wasn't our teacher's fault.
No, yeah.
Their website didn't work. That's literally like the one problem I've had with online. Like, all the information is in like one place.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to find. Whereas like I've seen some people that go to different universities. They're like their online is so weird. Like they don't get emails every day. They're like online, like things aren't working properly. Whereas like I feel like at Salford University, you constantly get updated and everything. Like even if you miss an email, it's on the like active page. So like you can go through and read all the messages and everything's like perfect. You get up to date on your marks, like your lessons. If lessons get cancelled, So I've never once had to panic about like if a lesson's been cancelled.
Yes and no.
Okay.
So I think with universities, they didn't plan a lot during the first semester.
Yeah.
So the first semester was a bit touch and go.
Okay.
Like, ask me that in the first semester, I would have been like, hell no. Definitely not.
Yeah.
But this semester, I've only had 5 lectures so far.
Okay.
But it seems to be going all right. I do prefer this semester. It seems like they've got a lot more in place for online rather than having the lessons made for classrooms
and then
but presented online.
So lastly, and this is a change of question to everyone that's I've already interviewed, is Eleanor's doing work placement for the NHS. So Eleanor's now going to be moving to face-to-face, and the question I've got to you is, are you nervous or are you excited from going from online learning to face-to-face contact during this lockdown and the pandemic that's globally going on?
Yeah, I think like without coronavirus and everything, I would be really excited for this, but I'm actually quite nervous because it's like my placement educator said to me, you need to treat this as if like you're going in to go visit your granddad, like if he was in a care home.
Yeah.
So it's like I have to get 2 coronavirus tests a week. Like it's very stressful. There's just so many like logistics behind it. So if anything, I will be excited when I'm there and like I'm doing things, but leading up to it, there's so much preparation I have to do, and it's very difficult for that transition from online to face-to-face.
Face-to-face, 100%.
Face-to-face, yeah.
I do a course that's very charismatic. You need to have people skills to be a journalist.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't know how well I'm coming across now. I've done a couple of interviews over Zoom and over things like that.
Yeah.
But to me, it isn't the same as being able to sit down with somebody and
have that face-to-face.
Yeah. Because when you're online, you're in your own space, and sometimes there are things that might distract you, and you're thinking, oh, like for me, my telly's on at the minute, I could just be like, oh, this is, what were we saying? You know what I mean? I feel like I lose some sense of professionalism.
Yeah, completely. I completely agree with that.
I feel like this opens up a new barrier for like university, not even like university, like the world in general.
Yeah.
Obviously now a lot of companies and universities have got so used to like online now.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see like in the future, is that going to stay? Because like for me, I think a lot of the lectures we don't need to go in person.
No, yeah.
For example, was the one where we watch movies. That works so much better online because when we're in person, it's hard to like concentrate on that one screen with like the lighting. Because we're in a public building, if there's any noise, it's distracting. Whereas sitting at home and watching that movie and analysing it, I feel like it's so much better. So I feel like in the future, universities I think should look into keeping it like half online, half in person. Because obviously, I know everyone loves going in person, like seeing your friends and learning. I feel like online, there's so much like it's like a mental barrier going into like some people prefer sitting in a room and like watching. So I feel like if they did 50-50 in the future, that opens up like a whole new aspect of university.
I'm just hitting this one off the bat, and it's about people that are making a decision whether to come to university this year. And would you recommend them to go ahead and do uni this year, or would you say defer during these lockdown or this COVID period?
It's difficult because obviously I understand that a lot of people will be thinking, oh, I might not go in September because COVID's probably still going to be about.
Yeah.
But then, what's to say that it's not going to be here the following September? If you have a gap year, like what's to say that, things aren't going to be exactly the same? I hope it's not.
Yeah.
But, there's always that chance. So, I personally, if it were me, I wouldn't gamble. I would still go this year. I would say continue with your plans because there's no certainty of what's going to happen at the moment. So, if you go ahead, you're in the same boat as all the other, people in your year and obviously years above as well. Yeah. There's definitely people I know that have been debating what's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I would say go for it.
Yeah.
And I think definitely if you're thinking of coming to university this year and we're still in the same situation where you can't go to university, then I definitely consider deferring because it's definitely hampered my experience. The only thing I'd miss is the people I've made friends with, which obviously has been amazing. So yeah.
Okay, so thank you for your time, Holly, and thank you for answering those questions. And yeah, thank you so much.
That's okay.
Thank you so much, Georgia, for answering these questions, and thank you for your help. Thank you.
Okay.
And then that's everything. So thank you so much, Eleanor, for your time. And yeah, thank you. So yeah, thanks, Ryan. I'll see you later. And yeah, goodbye.
See you, bye.
Okay, guys. So the last thing I need to add is my university is, you know, one of the best media related courses. So the people I interviewed, the majority were media students. However, you had Eleanor, who is doing a health course, and then you had Georgia, who's doing construction, and then you had Ryan, who's doing film, Holly and Imi, who are doing television production as well as radio production, and then you had Billy, who's doing journalism. So I just want to say, I handed in a paper a couple of weeks ago now, and I got the results back yesterday, and I'm not going to lie, I did awful. I really did awful. And the whole thing about that was, myself, I probably could have put more time into it, but also we were so packed on as many assessments as possible that it was difficult being at home doing those assessments. When I was back at uni, I found that so much easier than being at home and doing that. So that is one comparison. Working in an environment where it's not really your home, it's your student home, 10 times better, 10 times more easier than working at, you know, your family home. And that's probably due to, well, this place feels like home. This place will always be my home. I don't know, it's probably just psychological. Probably sounds like I'm making an excuse, but I promise I'm not. And I just want to say, guys, this video was completely made for university students or people going to university. I've seen all over the news primary school, secondary school, college, but I've not heard anything about uni students apart from complaints, riots, protests. It's such a negative impact on university students. Not only did we get the blame for the second wave, that wasn't our fault, it's completely ridiculous, and I'm sick of university students being the blame and their opinion doesn't matter. We are being left out and our voices aren't being heard. And I just want to say thank you so much to Georgia, Ryan, Billy, Eleanor, Holly and Imi for being involved in this YouTube video. It honestly has helped this video completely, if not carried it. I hope this has helped you in any way, shape or form. So anyway guys, I've been Joel. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you stay safe, stick to the rules, and overall just have a banging time. Thank you.